But back to the dragon. It's a mythical creature and is found in almost every culture of the world. So there you go, Siddharth. It's the only mythical creature of all the animals in the Chinese zodiac. Here, the dragon represents good luck, strength, and health. It's the male element, yang, a force of action. So in the yin-yang symbol, it represents the white part, the light, the sun, and is considered positive. From the south, hot and external. Female dragons control earthly waters like rivers, lakes, seas, and wells. And some people also believe dragons symbolize fortune and good luck. The dragon's hexagram number is 59. That stands for reuniting or dispersion. Good for all of us to consider today. All cultures conduct social, political, and religious rituals. Those involved in creative projects should now concern themselves with communicating. Shun elitism or egotism in your work, lest you lose the true thread of creativity. Look for the symbols, rhythms, and patterns that have inspired people for all times and incorporate them in your work. Make a sincere attempt to meet the social responsibility of the artist.
Go deep in the ways we use energy, and since the dragon is a fire starter, so maybe you can use this moment to meditate on the way our search for energy sources or more environmental friendly energy sources, or whatever the energy sources we can have or access, shapes politics, world leaders' decisions, and the way we explore people and territories. So Dragon Depot is the name of a depot in Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo, where people who are illegally mining without any proper resource to extract the cobalt from there have been Persian New Year. I found these beautiful illustrations that depict blue dragons, blue Persian dragons. They are depicted by different artists. And since cobalt it was used for apes to give blue color to ceramics, I thought it was a beautiful connection. And as an offering, it's more like tea time for me here in Brazil, since I'm joining from Fortaleza. But I thought it could be good. I'm not sure if you can see the plate.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
just cucumber and red pepper. So I thought I could make this offer to refresh the soul or the energies of the dragons. No matter some world leaders, they are not dragons according to the Chinese zodiac, but this idea that we have some animals there or energies in nature that starts fires. So maybe we can meditate and evoke more cool energies and refreshing energies. So I thought the cucumber could bring this relief or, cool down.
I'll add a wood dragon to our list.
Oh.
So I appreciate the opportunity to be here and be part of this event. And thank you to
Of
Victoria
course.
and
Thank you for
Sid.
joining.
Thank you so much. Sid had mentioned about engineering a dragon, and it led me to think about my training as a developmental biologist and the idea of developmental constraints. And Richard Dawkins once wrote that you couldn't make an angel, at least an archetypical angel, because of developmental constraints. So you could have 4 limbs and you could have hind limbs, you could have wings, but you couldn't have all 6. So in other words, you couldn't have 4 limbs and hind limbs and wings, and therefore you couldn't get an angel. And I thought, dragons, many of our images of dragons might fit into that same constraint. You couldn't have four limbs and wings. But then I thought, well, I respectfully disagree. You know, as a developmental biologist, yes, there are developmental constraints that we see in nature right now, but who's to say that at some point either there wasn't something that had 4 limbs and wings, or why not in the future? And all we need to do is modify Hox genes to do that. And so if I can borrow Victoria's image, we get Hox genes here and here that are producing the, so why not just activate them here as well and get 4 limbs, wings, and hind limbs? So we could maybe do that with the water dragon that Kathy mentioned, or maybe the Komodo dragon that Clarissa mentioned. In the future will activate their Hox genes differently, and perhaps in evolutionary time we might get dragons after all. Very nice recipe for Indianish baked potatoes. And so of course I got some Yukon Gold potatoes, and I use some of the spices that are part of the dragon's food. So it uses ginger, pepper, some onions, some jalapeno peppers, and a little bit of sour cream. And then you top that all with chaat masala, which is one of my favorite spice mixtures. And after all, spices were considered commodities, and maybe they're close enough to gold that we can use spices. So I bring to you Indianish baked potatoes with Yukon Gold potatoes and spices. And I wish you a very happy New Year.